ad dollars. So the whole advertising industry got flipped upside down, and we were essentially a vendor to the other advertising agencies. We did TV commercials. They said, hey, great, so-and-so needs a TV commercial, and we would create that for them. But then obviously a lot of that started to go away, and a lot of it started to change. And what was interesting is the size of our company. There was a couple other companies that we did business with that were actually a little bit larger than us, and they were a production company. They didn't change the way they did it, and I'm not kidding, they're not around today. This is only 2 years ago. We're still around today because we changed, because we said, you know what? We're not going to let this affect our business, first of all, and second of all, we're going to take advantage of this situation. The big ad agencies, they can't figure this stuff out. They're too big. Once again, they're what? A glacier. They can't get out of their own way. So we're small, we're a tinier company. We're going to do this, and we're going to become an advertising agency and go direct to clients. Because guess what? Advertising agencies, traditionally, they come up with the real cool ideas, and then they hire a company to do the production, a company to do your website, a company to do whatever it is. And so there's the lines of communication, as you can imagine, as you guys do jobs with vendors from whatever you do, the more vendors you add on in the chain, how much more complicated does your business get? How much worse is the communication? How much more money does it take to do that? So we said, if we do all this in-house, well, first of all, we're going to save our clients money. Second of all, the communication is going to be a lot faster, because when somebody says to me, a client says to me, or one of my producers says, hey, listen, we want to do this, well, guess what? They don't have to tell a company who's telling 2 other companies. They walk in the room and say, okay, we need to do this. And so that's how we changed our business. In the last 2 years, we've done more revenue. We've actually quadrupled the size of our company. We've done more revenue than we ever have in the last 2 years. And it's because we changed. It's because we used the current economic climate to our advantage. And you guys can do the exact same thing no matter what industry you're in. So, and I'm not saying this stuff to impress you guys. I just want to give you guys a self-case study that I've used this stuff. This is what I've done. This is what I do for other companies. And you can use this no matter what you do. So first, what I want to show you is something really interesting. If you want to draw this, you definitely should. So if you take a circle, right? No matter what you do in marketing, whether you are running a TV commercial, whether you're doing direct mail, you're putting an ad in a paper, you're putting flyers on cars, you're standing outside with a cardboard sign going, come buy my stuff. It doesn't matter. However you're reaching your clients, even by word of mouth, these are the potential amount of people that are seeing your advertisement. However it is, it doesn't matter how you do it. And guess what? This is only 3%. This 3% represents the people that are currently buying stuff now. No matter what industry you're in, you're advertising to all of these people and saying, if I'm a car dealer, I'm going, come buy my cars. I have awesome cars. I have silver cars. I have red cars. I have all sorts of awesome stuff. Automobiles, they have 4 doors, 2 doors, 4 wheels, 6 wheels, right? But guess what? Only 3% of every person I'm talking to is ready to buy a car. So I'm spending all of my ad dollars to reach 3% of my audience. And it gets a little better than that. This is about 7%, so just under 10%. These are people that are open to buying it now. They're considering. They're thinking about your product. They're talking about it. They're discussing it. They've been thinking about buying a car. They like the red one. But here's the thing with this portion of the pie chart, is that you need to hit their exact needs to be able to market to them. So if they want a silver car and you only sell red cars, well, you're not going to gain their business. However, if you sell red cars and you fit inside their budget, well, they're considering it. So all of the dollars that you're spending, you're really only reaching up to 10% of the audience. Only 10% is ready to buy your product now. So when you're going, I have cars, awesome cars, I have lots of stuff to sell, here, come down, on Bob's Auto Shop, absolutely the best auto shop, come and buy my autos. Well, if they're not ready to buy it now, or they're not considering buying a car, why are they going to come down to Bob's Autos? They're not. Because 30% of the rest of the chart are people that aren't even thinking about it. So these people, you're yelling an advertisement at them. It could be in a newspaper. It can be online. It could be Google AdWords. However you're doing your advertising, because all of us advertise, whether we realize it or not, it can be word of mouth. But if I talk to you and say, hey, are you going to buy a car today? And you're absolutely not even thinking about buying a car, like a car. I have a car. I don't know. Do I need a car? Well, you're not going to buy a car from me today. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You could be selling lawnmowers. You could be selling a service, accounting services. Maybe I'm not thinking about accounting services today. So why am I going to purchase it if you say, hey, I have great accounting services, it's even a great price? Okay, well, if I'm not thinking about accounting services today, I'm certainly not going to purchase them. It doesn't get any better from here. Another 30% are people that don't believe that they need your product or service. These people don't think they need it. Well, I have a car, it gets me from point A to point B. Yeah, sure, it breaks down, I have a flat tire, and the axle kind of makes a weird noise, and the transmission's broken 3 or 4 times, but I don't really need a car. I don't really think I need one. I don't think I need accounting services. I do a TurboTax myself every year. Yeah, sure, I paid the government $4,000, but I don't think I need it. Am I really going to save any money? These are people that don't think they need your service. So you telling them that you are selling your product or selling your service, if they don't need it, if they don't think they need it, why are they going to listen to you? And the other 30% of this chart, these are people that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, they're absolutely not going to buy your product. They're not interested. They don't need it. They don't want it. They don't have the money. They don't have the time. Whatever it is, you're never going to reach this 30% of the chart. But here's the thing. Most people, everyone in this room, myself included, everyone at one point in time, most even large companies, if you start thinking about ads you've seen in newspapers, on TV, whatever, who do they market to? They market to this 10%. They say, you know, I have a car. I have really great cars. Come on down, blah, 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 whatever. But if you're not interested in a car, you're not thinking about a car, or you don't think you need a car, the only people that you're reaching is a maximum of 10% of your entire audience. I mean, even if you think about it, I'm not saying anything negative about their advertising because it works very well. But if you look at Geico, even, like let's take a large company, for example. We all love their ads. They're cute, they're funny, or you hate their ads because they're annoying. But whichever it is for you, they're effective for one reason. But if you think about it, what is their ad really about? Call it a day and save up to 15% on your car insurance, right? No matter what crazy, weird stuff they put before it, it's just to catch your attention, which is good. That's a good advertisement because it caught your attention and it gets people to discuss it. However, and they're probably doing this intentionally, I don't know, they're not my client, but they're still only marketing to this 10%. If people aren't thinking about car insurance, they're not calling Geico. If people don't think they need new car insurance, they either have it and they think that they're already saving money, that they have a good deal, or if they don't have car insurance and they don't care and they're like, I don't care, I'm never going to hit anything or a person, then they're never going to call Geico. So even Geico, they probably know this, maybe they do or maybe they don't, are only reaching up to 10% of their entire audience. The difference is, like I said, their advertising is creative so people discuss it in these other realms, but they're not calling them. So if you could reach 70% of this target, that would be a lot more effective, right? Do we all agree?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you guys, as we get through the rest of these steps, that it's absolutely possible to reach 70% of the audience instead of maximum of 3 to 10%. And it doesn't matter how you do it. So, the next step to changing the way you think about marketing is to define your business. I want you to ask yourself, and this sounds silly, but how often do we really take the time to ask these questions about ourselves and about our businesses? What business am I in? You know, give me, Maureen, what business are you in?
Landscape design.
Landscape design, all right. Anyone else? Who else wants to take part? What,
Building supplies.
Building supplies, landscape, and someone else?
Construction.
Construction. So that's the business that you're in. Now I want you to ask yourself and think about it. What business am I really in? I know this kind of sounds weird, and you got to think about it for a second. That doesn't really make any sense, does it? Well, here's a couple examples. Am I in the advertising business, or am I in the storytelling business? Am I in the accounting business, or am I in the problem-solving business? Okay? Am I in the car sales business or the lifestyle improvement business? Think about that and think about your business, you know, and how that can apply to you. If you come from that other angle and start thinking about it outside of what it is that you physically actually do and what that you're actually doing for your customers, what is it, and a way to think about this is what do your customers get out of it? And a great real world example is Zappos. They don't sell online shoes. They make women happy. Now they do a lot more than just sell shoes, but that was their goal initially. They weren't selling shoes, they were making women happy. That was their business, to make women happy. That's why they had such good customer service. That's why it worked. And that's where they came from. They didn't just go, hey, I sell shoes. Great, so does everybody else. So does Payless down the road. Why am I going to go online? Well, they made it fun, they made it interesting, but at the same time, they said, look, we're going to bring customer service back. We're going to make this fun. We're going to make it easy to you. If you buy these shoes and they're not right, we'll pay to ship them back, and we'll send you a new pair. How many people do that? And a lot of people called them crazy because they said, yeah, well, you're going to lose all this money on shipping. Yeah, but they're not selling shoes, they're selling happiness. And that's a big difference. So if you start thinking about your business, what am I really and what is it that I truly do? And think about it from what do my customers get out of my service? What do my customers get out of my product that I sell? Then that's where you're going to start to open up a whole new mindset to what it is that you do and a way that you think about your marketing. I'm going to move a little faster here just because I know we have some time constraints. So then you want to figure out your defining factor. Your defining factor is what is it that separates your business from anyone else's business? Now I know that sounds simple, and oh yeah, well I know that. Yeah, but if you really take a few moments to think about it, what is it that separates your business? What is it, about your service and about your service that's different from everyone else in your industry? Because let's be honest, we're not the only person in this industry. There's a lot of other companies that we compete against. But there has to be something that separates you. Is it your customer service? Is it that you're the cheapest? Is it you're the most luxurious? Is it you're the most knowledgeable? Is it that your location is the best? I don't know. What is it that separates you, that defines you and your business? And if you can think of that, your defining factor then becomes your brand. And that's what Zappos did. Their defining factor was we make women happy and we have great customer service. So they didn't come from the angle of we sell shoes, come buy them. They came from the angle of we will make you happy. And that's our job. And that's the customer service that we're putting in order. We're going to make you guys happy by using our service. And that's what they sold, and that's why it was effective. So, I'm going to skip forward to the next one. I have some other examples in there that you guys can take some notes on. But if you go to the next example, or the next step rather, it's focusing on the proper audience. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't do it. Large corporations, small businesses, everybody, they don't focus in on the proper audience. Okay? Casting a wide net and hoping for leads is an absolute waste of your time and money. Especially as a small business, because you have to be very, very conservative with every dollar that you spend, because it affects your bottom line. We all know that. So why are you going to just jump on television or jump in a newspaper or whatever it is and say, hey, I have stuff to buy, I have a service to give you, come get it, when you're only reaching 3 to 10% of your audience, and that's maximum. Sometimes it's less. If you can't reach hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people, and you're only reaching 1,000 people, it may be 0. And that's why people do advertisements and they don't work. Because they're reaching a small audience and they're trying to reach everybody. It just doesn't work. It's a waste of time. You want to find your prime customer. And what I mean by that, and you all know this, who would be your ideal customer? Who are the people that you either are currently really enjoy doing business with or you would like to do business with? And what I mean is, obviously, you want customers that are, who are they? Where do they live? How much do they make? What's their demographic? How much do they spend? Do you want a customer that's going to come back, once or twice and buy a couple of your products or use your service once or twice? Or do you want a customer, the money's not an option, and they like you and they like your service or they like your business, so they're going to spend more money more frequently and they're going to use it for life? Those are the kind of customers any business, no matter what you do, wants. So stop trying to focus in on casting a real general, broad stroke, and focus in on the people that will be those sustainable clients, those sustainable customers. Because guess what? It costs a lot more money to generate new business than it does to keep business. So if you can get quality people, your prime customers, you're going to save money in the long run, and you're going to be happier because you're going to make more money from those customers, and then you can